your diet, the first diet you were talking about is the 8-hour diet. Okay, so we both believe in fasting on occasion, but in different ways. So explain to me the fasting on the 8-hour diet.
Well, the 8-hour diet is basically about picking an 8-hour window in your day that works for you. It could be 9 to 5. It can be 1 in the afternoon to 9 at night.
Okay.
And you eat whatever you want.
But what do you mean whatever you want?
Well, all of your normal foods that you would eat in a day, even if you want to eat a day's worth of calories, you eat them in that 8-hour window. What happens, it's a willpower-free way to portion control, because what happens is you end up not eating all of your calories that you would normally eat in a day in 8 hours. It's very hard to do that.
Really?
Yeah,
because I would think that women, we eat out of emotion, and once we know that the reason, I don't believe in binging, once you have the green light, if you say you can eat anything you want, we'd be like fisting nachos all day, right? And having anxiety about, like, we'd binge. I feel like some women need to not be given full reign.
But then they would be doing that all day long. What I'm saying is, if you have to do it in your window, you are unlikely to binge. Or if you do, you're not going to be doing it as much as you would be doing it during the 16 hours that you're up. So that was the idea.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying give yourself a window, and then you have another window where your body's resting and not digesting.
And look, here's a confession. When I wrote the Abs Diet back in 2004, I said we should be grazing all day like goats. I said you should have 3 meals and 3 snacks a day. But what has happened over the last 10 years is it's almost gotten to the point where it's like 6 meals a day. And that's the problem. We're eating so much, and it takes a lot of work for your body to process everything you're eating, especially since a lot of the foods that you're eating isn't even actually food. It's like chemically enhanced, and it's addictive. And so the idea behind the 8-hour diet is that you would give yourself 8 hours of rest, but you are giving your body an opportunity to come in at night and process all this stuff you've put in it all day.
Okay, well, I will say that I do agree with that. I have a different philosophy. I believe in juice fasting one day, once every couple of months, or whatever you need. If you feel crappy, you feel a little weighed down. Not for weight loss, just to kind of clean yourself out. And you also think more clearly and not be digesting. Because when your body's digesting food, it's working. That's why after a Thanksgiving meal or something, you're exhausted. It's not because of the tryptophan. It's because you've processed so many different types of foods that your body... So fasting is good, in my opinion, to rest your body. So we agree on that. So you don't agree with my rule, taste everything, eat nothing.
I would if we were eating real food, Bethenny. But the problem is, we're eating restaurant foods that have sugar, salt, fat, sugar, like it's layered on top. But you know this.
Well, I'll tell you about it. I taste everything, eat nothing. It doesn't really mean eat nothing. It means, you know, I used to be a girl who was about 30 pounds heavier, completely obsessed with dieting. I would not eat oil, and I would get everything steamed, and then I would binge because I was depriving. And it became very liberating to be the girl that could go out and have some fries, a little bit of this when you're at a really fattening restaurant or a Super Bowl party, and be able to have a little of everything. If you need that at that event, not all the time, not every day, but if you're at a party where you say, God, everything looks so good, you want to be that cute girl that could have a little of everything and walk away and not have anxiety about it. That's kind of what it means.
And I think it's an excellent point, except for the fact that a lot of people don't know when to stop. And the problem is there are studies that show that we tend to underestimate the calories in our food by 96%. I show you a plate of food and say, how many calories is this? And you say, you know, that's 400. It's 790. So it's really, you just have to be careful. And breakfast isn't, you know, as important. I mean, one of the things that myths we sort of busted in the 8-hour diet is don't feel like breakfast is the most important meal of the day and you have to have it.
I agree.
Because what people have done now is, like, it's an excuse sort of to eat like cake and candy for breakfast. I think the word muffin was invented, by the way, to get people to eat cake for breakfast.
I agree.
That's the only reason that.
But I love a muffin, and if I want one, then you just have half of the fattening muffin rather than pretend it's a fat. There is no such thing as a fat-free muffin. It's all a joke.